So now it's time to fetch the single posts inside our main component and add the functionality that when we click a post or an image, it redirects us to that specific image or post. So let's add that. We are here in the Firebase service TS, so let's add two more functions. Where maybe here. So let's say in public get posts. So we're going to fetch all the posts inside the collection, and let's say let posts equals to this that firestore that collection posts that snapshot changes, because this is the observable, and we can say return posts that pipe. Remember that we are going to handle the subscription. Okay, in this case what we're going to do is to subscribe on the main component. We are just going to return the manipulated data. Okay, so let's say map p that is going to be posts, or it should be a document. So let's just call it p. Now we're going to say let posts. This is just to show you that we can manipulate the information, okay, inside this pipe. So p that for each, so let's call it posts. So it's better that for each. So we know we're looping through these posts. Now we can say p for post. Okay, what it's going to say is the same. So let's add an underscore there. And okay, so that should be it. Just to change the naming. And let's say posts that push p and return outside this return underscore. So this one is the underscore, okay, because we want to do that posts, and that should work. So you might be thinking, why you are not only responding with this, since what you're doing here is just creating a new array and passing that. Okay, just to show you that you can manipulate the data and continue with the stream. Okay, so here we're going to return that, and we can continue with this as I said before. We can continue with this using switch map, maybe. Okay, switch all, switch map 2, and to continue manipulating the information that is coming from this observable. Okay, you can see that it returns an observable, and subscribe to that on another part. So this is only to show you that we can do this instead of just returning the simple or what we get from the collection snapshot. So let's save that and let's create another one. Okay, so let's keep that one. That should work. If not, we will handle that, so don't worry. We're going to handle now the public, because this is similar. So I'm going to continue building this function, and we will test in a second. So let's say get post, because this is the individual post. We can also call this async, okay, but we are going to subscribe to this in the component, so you can do whatever you want. I'm just going to handle it this way, since instead of we're returning the observable, and then I don't see any reason why I should use async, since it's the stream that is going to go into the component. So let's say let current post any. So we're handling most of the things, most of the configurations and the manipulation of the data, and also the subscription inside this, because as I said before in the last video, we don't require the subscription to be active. Okay, so we just close it, fetch the data and just close it. But because we want this stream to continue, we're just going to return the morph data or the manipulated data into the component. Okay, so now, since this is an async function, let's say await. We are going to do the same promise, new promise, because I don't want this string to be open, because I don't need it. Okay, I don't need this to be open. So let's say resolve, and this is a function. That's why I'm creating a new promise. But I want to show you that we can, inside this promise, manipulate information just like we did before. So we get used to work with RxJs in this way. So let's continue. Inside here, we can call this firestore collection. This is the posts. So we're going to handle a document ID. Okay, we're going to give this function a document ID. So we're going to call this doc, the specific document using the document ID, and value changes. We could return this. Okay, if we wanted the stream to continue, instead of resolving this promise, we could just return this first collection and return the stream. But as I said, I don't want to return this stream. I don't need this stream to be working. So let's say take one. So I just want to take one stream of information. I'm going to map it. So remember that this is mapping the stream that is coming from the value changes, and I'm using value changes because I'm going to fetch the ID using the URL. So I don't need if you want the ID here, you are going to use snapshot changes. Okay, just like we did before, because that returns the entire information. This only returns the specific information without the ID. Okay, so it returns kinda the kinda this part, just the document data. So we map, and we are going to call it post because this is a single document. And we can say console.log post, so we can see what is coming from this. And we're going to say current post, just to show you that you can do this. We are kind of using redundant code, but just to show you that you can do this, because current post is going to be the same, okay, to this post that is just an object. So we are kind of using just redundant code in order to return this. And let's say return, in case you want to do something, I don't know, return current post. This is all redundant, okay? So you don't have to do this, as I said. This is just to show you, sometimes in this kind of examples, these kind of examples are helpful because you might think that you might need to I don't know, get the information and turn it into something else, and here this is what you're going to return. So let's say current post, just like that. It's just the name, okay? And we're going to resolve, because we need to resolve this promise. So resolve, and we can also say console allow current post, okay? But so let's do that. Let's see what comes out of this. And so we're going to handle the subscription inside this, okay, inside the service. Then we can use then here, okay, but I'm just going to use catch because I'm returning this, and this is going to be the error console.log error. And since I'm responding with this and I'm setting the current post, this is now outside, that is getting this, okay? So we actually don't need to return anything here or to handle anything here, okay? But we're just doing anyways in case you want to get the post, the information, and do something with that. So yeah, or we could say, let's remove this one. And I'm going to call this underscore post return post, just to return this. This is going to pass without being manipulated. And let's say post like that, and let's actually say current post equals to post, because it's the same thing, okay? So you can see, you can set all the information here or set it here, and we're going to return the current post. So I said I was returning this, but this is not being returned. This is just resolving the subscription, okay, waiting for the subscription to finish. It's only going to run once, and setting the current post to what the subscription returns. And you can manipulate it however you want inside this map, or add multiple maps or streams, okay, to continue with the manipulation. That's helpful if you want to get the ID of this and use the ID to fetch something else, okay? So yeah, let's save this and let's see if it works. It should work. So we're going to go to the main component here, to the main component. So let me just go there, and we're going to import our service. Let me just copy the service, import it, and we need to add it inside our constructor. So I'm going to copy that, paste it to keep the same naming, and we're going to say posts. It's going to be any array, and well, let's say any only, and we're going to call, what the hell, we're going to call this.posts is going to be equal to this.firebase service.get posts, okay? So if we go and say console.log posts, let's see what it returns. Not posts, but this.posts. Remember that this is returning the observable. So you can see in main component 18, TS18, we are returning the observable. So let's see what's going on, just to refresh our head. So I'm returning this, and this is just manipulated information, turning into an array, okay, and returning that array. But we are not subscribing, so this is still observable. And let's see what we need to do. Okay, give me a second. Sorry, I'm back. It's just my dog that is far away and she's dreaming. Okay, I think I'm going to cut that. So let's go and we need to go to the main and add actually some code. I'm going to copy and paste this. This is the header. The header is going to be inside this main, and I'm going to do something that is going to be a div class posts div class post. Okay, this is going to be the individual post, and we're going to do something here. ng4 let post of posts. We're going to use the async pipe, and here we can actually add a, I can say router link, and that should, okay, that should create the anchor. So this is going to go to posts, no, sorry, to post, and we're going to handle the information that is coming from the post. Remember that actually the post is an observable, so we're going to say post. We need to go inside post, check the payload, and return the document ID. So this one is just going to wrap everything else, that is this div with class cover, and we're going to add some styling, that is ng style equals to background image like this, and URL. So this is going to be like this. I need to add some spacing so I can see what's going on, plus the post that payload that doc that data. That data is a function, and we're going to return the cover plus this, and it should be like that. So for this to be displayed, okay, I need to add some styling. So give me a second. I'm going to add some for the posts. So let's go to style that CSS. I'm using CSS here, not SAS. So I'm just going to get these posts, post cover. So that should be it. Let me paste this so we can see. Okay, this is not displaying anything. Let's see if this is working. So where the hell am I? Okay, let me see what is going on. This should be only the problem of the, if I say something else, let's just do this. And let's go to main, and let's say this. Let's actually add something here, a paragraph that is going to be post that payload that document that ID, not that, well, that ID, just to see if that returns something. So it's not returning anything. Am I in the correct? Yes, I'm in the correct component. Why this thing is not returning anything? So let's actually go back to the component and do something. Is that post? Okay. Let's say this. This that posts that. Okay. Let me say something. Let me console this out. Let me comment that out. Sorry. So this is going to be this that Firebase that get posts that. Okay, we can subscribe to this and say posts, and let's console that log that just to see if we are returning something. We're returning an empty array, so the problem is the service. So let me take a look at what should. Okay, a return posts pipe. We're going to map the posts. We're going to return posts. So let's say maybe let's try to do this console that log. So this should return just to see that this is doing something. Firebase service 88. Oh, I know why. Because as I didn't okay, this is just stupid. I remember, okay, maybe that's not it, but let me see. Is it inside the service? I think I call this. Yes, you can see that I call this post with a capital P. So that is not working. So let me just remove all this crap that I did. And this should work. That's why I try to keep my namings. So this one is get. So this is not going to work either. So let's add a capital P there. And this is not going to work, or this is not working because it's looking for another. Okay. So you can see we are getting the ID and we are getting the image. But that was the problem. Sorry, that's not it. The problem is that it was looking inside another collection that doesn't exist. Okay, so yeah, you can see that this is working. So let me remove this, and if I do the same, so let's just do the same here. So you can see that this is an observable. This is returning the observable. So let's say this that Firebase service that sorry get posts. We can subscribe to this, okay, and say in post, and this is going to return the posts. But since we're using the async pipe that unsubscribes for us, okay, you can see main component TS21. So that's what we are calling here, TS21 on main component. Okay, we are receiving the payload. Okay, that is this core snapshot. So we are receiving that, and inside here we have the data that is returning from the documents. Okay, and that is working. So it was a simple mistake that I was fetching the information from a collection that didn't exist. So we're going to end this here, and we should be able just to show you. We can click this and it redirects us, since we already have the route added. it redirects us to this post works. That is going to be the individual post, okay? And we're going to use this ID. That's why I didn't use a snapshot changes, because I didn't need the ID. So I'm going to just fetch the ID coming from here and fetch the individual document. We already have that function, but we're going to do that in the next video. So see you in the next one.